Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful, wonderful Monday evening. Believe it or not, our weather here in Chicago is just absolutely wonderful. We will not be having a white Christmas that a lot of you all have hoped for. I'm with you on that, Kay Renee. I am. Look, I want a California, Hawaii Christmas. But yes, our weather is absolutely great. We have another wonderful show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight, we're going to welcome to the show an amazing young lady who is an immigrant of the United States, but she also is a wonderful filmmaker, television producer, businesswoman, and she had a premiere yesterday of her new television project that is just incredible, that shows you the lives of immigrants and how they came to our country and made something of themselves. So we're looking forward to talking to her tonight about this wonderful television project that she's working on. And then everywhere you turn, COVID, COVID, COVID. That's all that's being talked about now. We are 5 days away from Christmas 2021, and there's a lot of concern about whether or not people will be able to have the Christmas celebrations and things that they want to do with their families. Sitting in the co-host chair tonight is our girl, Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. She's having a little technical difficulty, so she's talking to us on a smaller screen this evening. Kay Renee, how you doing tonight, my love?
I'm good. I'm hoping to get back on the big screen probably within the next few seconds.
Okay, all right. Well, if we need to fade you out, just let us know.
Okay, I'll give this. When I do this, that means you can
okay. All right. However we need to work it out, we will work it out and make it all happen for you.
Yes.
So how was your weekend, my dear?
You know, it was quiet. We finished up our let me just say again to you, Art, thank you so much. We finished, my podcasting sister, Kim Cole, and I finished our last episode of Candid Conversations, and we talked about how to deal with grief during the holidays. You know, for me, December is a very challenging month. On Saturday marked the 21st anniversary of my Nana, who became spirit. And so, as you know, for me, Christmas Day is not something that for others is a very jovial time. For me, it's a moment of reflection and commemoration because my mom passed away at 3:35 a.m. on Christmas morning in 2010. So I just do a lot of reflecting. You know, the one thing I did do, you saw me post on when I need some me time, I'll go away for a quick second to get some me time in. But, you know, I'm just really grateful that I can't believe we're not only 5 days to Christmas.
Yes.
We're 11 days left until the new year, till 2022.
Believe it or not, you're right. Absolutely. This year has gone by so quick that it's just hard to even imagine that we're at the end of the year already. Mm-hmm. And now with the number one news story being that now the United States is facing a resurgence of the coronavirus as the pandemic marches now into its third year. Yeah. The country was averaging 126,967 new cases per day as of Saturday. According to the World Health Organization, Omicron cases are doubling in every 1.5 to 3 days with documented speed. And so now we're faced with a situation, you know, this is the week of Christmas. New Year's Eve is up next. Kwanzaa is up next. The concern of healthcare workers in our country is the whether or not they will be able to handle the uptick in the surge in cases that we are experiencing. Hospitals are on overload. You and I said this a couple of weeks ago, just before the Thanksgiving break. We said it. We hate to say that we prophesize on this show, but we called it. We call it spade a spade. What do you think about the latest update?
It's not surprising because people, you got to remember we're going to year 3 because really even though it was not recognized until March of 2020, folks started having issues in December of 2019 with COVID.
They did.
And so,
they did.
You know, we're entering almost the 3rd year. And now, you know, last year, everyone was on lockdown. So it's like we're trying to just get out and, you know, a mad dash to get on the planes, trains, and automobiles. And people, you know, I don't know what else to say, that still people believe fat means greasy. You know, granted, you know, I was hearing stories about individuals who were vaccinated, boosted, still got the Omicron variant and got COVID.
Right.
It's just not a matter of if you're going to get it. It's a matter of when you're going to get it. And if you are boosted and if you are vaccinated, the minimums, how you will get it, it won't be, from what we're hearing, is not as bad as for someone who is not vaccinated.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, you heard about our 2 senators, Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey and Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. They tested positive for COVID. They're both boosted. They're both vaccinated. You know, Senator Warren, who is a little bit older, so she falls in that category. Thankfully, they've only experienced mild symptoms, but just think if they weren't vaccinated. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you hear Sarah Palin. We do remember Sarah Palin, don't you? You know,
I can see Russia from my kitchen window. Was it Russia or was it Canada?
It was Russia.
That's what I thought. I could see Russia from my kitchen window.
She was apparently she was at a virtual conference. She said, "I am not getting vaccinated or boosted again over my dead body." Now, see, this is what happens when you speak the word. Be very
Heifer, you'll be a dead body. You'll be a dead body. I mean,
now, she said she had caught COVID. I guess she got vaccinated earlier, but she said she refused to get boosted. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Bet. Okay. All right. Well, let me just tell everybody, Dr. Fauci is warning Americans that the next few weeks could be anything but very serious and very contagious when it comes to the Omicron variant beginning to take its hold on the United States. The Omicron variant has caused New York City's positivity rate to double in just 3 days, resulting in several Broadway cancellations. Fauci also said this is just the beginning, with Delta still soaring and is more contagious. The Omicron variant is starting to rear its ugly head. And so we see packed airports. We see people that are not socially distancing. People are wearing masks, which is a positive. But I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, I think people have just gotten to the point of, I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. I have to live my life. And I think this is a result of all this. But I say this, and I'm gonna put it out there, and I hate to be the one to say this, but by Dr. King's birthday, we're gonna be in a shutdown again. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna put it out there.
You know, they say from your lips to God's ears. And you know, the sad part is, you know, I was listening to the news and people, you know, and trying that mad dash to leave going to various airports. You can't even get a COVID test. So if you know you're going to leave town, you should think, you know, have proper time management and think ahead. You know, you need to get a COVID test to make sure, just to be on the safe side, that you're going to be safe. And even though I saw on GMA this morning where the CEO of United, you know, assures that everything in the sky is going to be safe. But what happens when you land? Right. And, you know, I think, I know we're going to talk about this later today, to gather or not to gather. That's the question.
Yes.
And for me, I mean, this is just a no-brainer. you know, as much as I love some members of my family, if I knew if they were not going to be honest and tell me they're not vaccinated, I'd be like, I could love you from a distance, boo.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, we're going to talk about it later because I'm in a precocious situation. I'm having close personal people over and want to make sure, you know, so I had to put some precautions in place, all of that kind of stuff. I know everybody who's coming, what they've been doing, you know, and all of that, and know that they take extra steps to stay safe. So we'll talk about that. But now let me give you the latest here in Illinois. COVID-related hospitalizations continue to be on the uptick at a very fast-paced rate across the state of Illinois. Matter of fact, the uptick this time is quicker than any of the other times. Illinois public health officials reported 12,328 new COVID-19 cases Monday. Unfortunately, we had 11 related deaths, making this the largest one-day increase in 2021. There were also 11,426 new cases and 74 deaths reported on Sunday. No, I take that back. On Saturday. On Sunday, another 7,705 new cases and 26 related deaths happened on Sunday. As of right now, the state of Illinois has experienced 1,975,515 COVID-19 cases, including 27,228 deaths in the state since the beginning of the pandemic. And now our positivity rate is 7.1. And that jumped up from 6.2 this past Friday.
And see, even though the governor, mayor, they're not saying, but what you just said, the statement you made a few seconds ago may come to pass. If that positivity rate continues to increase, y'all better get ready. Y'all better start getting those, going to Costco, getting that toilet paper, getting that paper towel, getting all that sanitizer, getting your favorite, you know, I was out yesterday, got my favorite beignets. Whatever your sweet tooth is, you better get it, because if it continues to increase, J.B. Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot will not hesitate to shut it down.
That's right. That's right. Well, just so you guys know, our positivity rate has not been this high since January 17th of the beginning of this year. It has not been this high. Okay. As of Sunday night, 3,960 patients in the state of Illinois are in the hospital battling COVID-19, the most since December 31st of last year. Of those patients, 811 are in the ICU, which is also the most since January 5th of the beginning of this year. There are also 432 patients on ventilators, and this has been the most amount of patients since January 6th, the beginning of this year. And here we are at the end of this year. Now, here's some news on the vaccination tip. We don't want to just give all COVID.
Right.
There are over 50 million unvaccinated people in the United States.
How many?
50 million, over 50 million people that are unvaccinated in the United States.
That's a lot of folks.
Okay.
That's a lot of folks.
Are you ready for the state of Illinois' numbers? In the state of Illinois, over 5 million are not fully vaccinated. And wait, girl, wait. We both need to look. We need to take a sip. In Chicago, over 650,000 are unvaccinated.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of religion. It's a matter of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are people who really don't believe in this COVID situation. There are people that think this is all a hoax. I mean, I know people that have been sick, that have died, that have, you know, I mean, I don't know. What do you say to those that refuse to get vaccinated? A lot of people feel as if this is the government putting a chip in us. As your phone just said, boom, boom. Right, right. Say something, baby. Right. Amen. I mean, what do you
I
think?
can't. I mean, you cannot tell me every person in this United States of America knows someone that has not only been affected, hospitalized, and died of this virus. So I can't understand. Well, let me backtrack. Yes, we have choice. And even the Bible says, choose this day whom you may serve.
Right.
Okay. God gives us choices, but he also gives us common basic sense. He gives us 6 senses, not just 5, because the 6th sense is intuition. So, and level of discernment. Let me just add that.
Yes.
So if you have a brain, which all of us do, you have the knowledge and the wherewithal to read, to get information, not just rely upon, Bobo and Snooky, none of that.
Kud and Kuda in them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, right.
I just don't understand why God gives. This is a temple. We came with this beautiful temple that God has given us. That we, our life source was carried through our respective moms, our earth moms. And once we came in this world, we had an obligation to take care of this temple.
Right.
To me, it is blasphemous for you not to take care of this temple.
Well, which is true. I mean, Susan put a good point up here. She said, LOL, like they need a chip in you. Right. I mean, because here's the deal. If they don't put a chip in me, I hope they figure out I need to win the lottery. I hope they figure out I done had a lot of injustice done to me.
No.
I hope they figure out that I'm a white woman trapped in a black man's body. I mean, I want them to figure out so much. If that's the case, if it's a damn chip in me, then please let my inner white woman live her best life. Please help her. Help her out of here. Help her out. Okay?
Help us, Jesus. Help us.
Out. Help Babs out. Right. So I don't, the chip thing I don't buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. I believe it was a pandemic. Now, here's the crazy piece. I hate that we're not able to talk to people that went through the first, because see, I believe social media fuels a lot of this foolishness. I believe a lot of people have just been raised. I mean, I'm sure hell, any of us our age that went to school, we got shots and don't know what that shit is. We still do my French, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? Do we even know what's in a White Castle hamburger?
Okay, but not only that, let's remember, let's backtrack. Who was in office when the pandemic hit? So he exacerbated what had happened, because I believe he knew what was about to go down, and he chose to put his head like an ostrich in the sand.
Right.
So if we had proper leadership to begin with,
right,
I think there would probably still be some people who wouldn't get vaccinated, but it wouldn't be this large number. I just really believe that. Because people will you see what happened. If we're going to talk about the year in review tomorrow, what was the biggest story of everything on January 6th? We're about to reach the anniversary next month.
Yes. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. When you guys tune in tomorrow night, we will do the year in review here on the show. Unfortunately, we will not be having our holiday show on Wednesday. We apologize, but due to COVID, a couple of our performers are under the weather. And so we would have to restructure the entire show, find other entertainers. So we do apologize. But when we come back in January, we'll have more kick butt shows, as we always say. So we do apologize. But yes, tomorrow night will be our year-end review show. So now, if you are planning a gathering, here's some things that you kind of need to know and what you need to do. If possible, all of your guests need to either be fully vaccinated and boosted, or at least have both vaccination shots. A rapid COVID test would also help. They're suggesting that you take a rapid COVID test before you actually go to whatever it is that you're going to, and then wait a couple of days and go take a COVID test to find out. So, I mean, that's the crazy thing. People are traveling. There's even been an outbreak on a cruise ship that I read.
I heard that. When I heard that, I said, see, that's why I don't do cruises. I did cruise years ago. Will not do another cruise again.
I've always said that cruises are petri dishes anyway. You know what I'm saying? Float petri dish. Not right. You're absolutely right about that. I don't know if I would never not do another cruise again, but I know I'm not in any particular hurry to do a cruise now. So now what do you, I mean, because I'm supposed to be having our personal little crew dinner kind of situation. I mean, I know you don't have any apprehension because we have been each other's bubble, but what advice would you want to give to people that's going to gather this holiday season?
Y'all better get ready. That's all I got to say. I mean, yeah, we laughed earlier this year or this summer when we announced about Gayle King. She let everybody know for Thanksgiving, if you ain't vaccinated, don't be coming over to the house.
Right.
This is serious. As I said earlier in the broadcast, I have family who love me, I guess, but I guarantee you, if they want to come over to K. Renee's house, if I need to see some evidence, because you know my background is what, Art? I am audit compliant. So everybody know that. And so if you come over to my house, I need to see literally some evidence. I mean, to get case in point, when I had to get my furnace installed, one of the guys wasn't wearing a mask. I looked at him like he had lost it. I said, "Where's your mask?"
Right.
And he was like, and I gave a look like, did I stutter? Put your damn mask on. He wouldn't do it. So I made, when I got the call from the company and said, Miss Mason, how'd it go? I said, you know what? The two gentlemen, they were fine, but so-and-so would not put on a mask. And I can't have that, not in my house. Now, we go to his house, that's fine. But if you in my house, you wear your mask, and I need to see some evidence. So for me, you know, I know with certain family members, they claim they've gotten a shot. How will I know if I don't see the evidence? And so I'll tell anyone, I love K. Renee very much, too much. So I'll say you do you, boo. But if I'm not certain that you have not been fully vaccinated or boosted, I'm just going to say, hey, we could do this. We could do a StreamYard call. We could do a Zoom call.
Right.
I know you vaccinated. Life is too short. We have lost so many people, over 800,000 lives.
Yes.
And numbers don't lie. I don't care what no one says.
No, they
do
not
lie.
Right.
800,000 souls are no longer with us. This time last year, we had people, 800 souls were still here. They're no longer here.
Right.
And so people need to really take accountability of who they are and their own. As I said, you love Art Sims very much. I love K. Renee very much. So we're going to do whatever we can to protect this temple, because I said earlier, this is a temple that God has given us. And it is our right, our birthright, to take care of this temple. Now, you can do what you want. Again, it's your choice. But I'll be damned if I find out that you're not. See, and here's the bad part, Art. You know, when you're working, I know of a situation where was talking to a gentleman, you know, doing my work as an auditor, and he had to be quarantined because one of his clients did not let him know he was unvaccinated.
Unbelievable.
Now, you know, that doesn't make no sense.
No, it does not. In this day and age, putting other people at risk is the biggest factor, because again, I was like, oh my God, I've got to make sure I invite people who I know have been vaccinated fully. You know, I want people to be responsible adults about it, but I do have friends that have not been vaccinated, don't care about being vaccinated. And I'm just like, that, you know, it's like, can I fix you a plate and sit it outside the door, baby? Can I? Right.
And here's the thing, they get mad if you said, well, you can't be invited. Well, what the F do you expect?
Right.
Now, see, now you're not thinking. You know, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's on you.
Right.
But do not jeopardize my event just because you don't want to get vaccinated. Right. Now, I'm letting you know way in advance, here's the deal. If you want to come see me, you want to go kiki with me, do what you need to do. If you can't, I respect that, but you got to respect my house. This is my house.
Yes, absolutely. And handing out holiday masks at the door.
There you go.
Handing out holiday masks at the door. All right, very good. Well, for those of you all that will gather with your family, just know who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. Knowing each other's status is important. Stay healthy, safe. If you're not feeling well, keep your ass at home. It's so funny. Every time I get a sniffle or a sneeze or dust, I've been cleaning a lot, or my friend, if he get to sneezing or whatever, you okay? Anything wrong? So that's, we've got to be very vigilant on trying to figure out what is going on with each other to stay safe and happy.
And here's the thing, a lot of people think, well, this is going to go away. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break it down to you. I apologize. This is not going away anytime soon.
No.
So as my big brother, Mr. R. Chat Daddy Sim says, come after Christmas, I'm sure masks going to be half off. Start getting those masks and get ready for the new year, because this is something, until we can eradicate this virus, mask, sanitizer, are here to stay.
They are. All right, very good. We got anything else in news tonight we want to talk about before we bring our guests on?
Well, I wanted to mention a transition. One of the ladies from the Marvelettes, and for those who don't know, Marvelettes they Motown. They almost could have made it like the Supremes, but the lead singer, Miss Young, Wanda Young, made her transition late last week. And one of the songs I love, let me see if I can sing it. Don't mess with Bill. No. Don't mess with Bill. Leave my Billy alone. That's who the lead singer. Unfortunately, she made her transition at the age of 76. So, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that was, and see, I have the Motown actual album in my basement that my parents collected. So I'm like, I got to get that album now. Just play that song, because I love that song. And I remember, maybe you may not remember, Art, but you remember when Bill Clinton was president, they were playing that song.
Yeah, Don't Mess with Bill. I remember that song.
Bill, Jack.
Yes.
So,
well, in Hollywood celebrity gossip news, Biggie Smalls' famous New York City apartment has landed a buyer over the asking price that was really asked for the place. The home closed on December 14th of 2020 for $2 million. But after that, it went back on the market again, and it went on the market for $1.75 million. Located in Brooklyn's Fort Greene neighborhood, Biggs, whose birth name, Christopher George LaTroy Wallace, lived in the home in 1994 with his wife, Faith Evans, and her daughter, China Griffin. During the period, Biggie released his debut solo album, Ready to Die. It would be his only studio album release in his lifetime before his assassination in 1996. Ride to Die peaked at number 15 on the Billboard 100. And so the 2-bedroom, 2-bath duplex, mere blocks away from the street that was named after the legendary rapper. It's a nice space. It's really, it's cute. But it went from, and here's the deal. It's been renovated, and since being renovated, the 1,700 square foot duplex condo even made the documentary Biggie, The Life and Notorious B.I.G. So that's interesting. It has a chef's kitchen, 12-foot ceiling, arch windows, wood burning brick fireplace, large timber beams. Oh boy, I'm looking at the bathroom and everything. It's fabulous. Would you want to buy a former celebrity's home, Kay Renee?
Nope.
Why?
Nope. My house. When I get my house, it's my house. Don't get me wrong. I love celebrities, and sometimes celebrities' tastes are very nice. But when I buy a house, especially if I'm gonna buy a house that has some serious moolah, no.
So if you move to Beverly Hills and let's say Ellen was selling her home and you had the money to buy Ellen's former home, would you not buy it or
There may be one person I would consider buying from, and I don't know if she had property, and that's Dorothy Dandridge. That is one of my favorite actresses. Anyone else? Not, I like my own space, and unless it would really have to wow me to say, oh, I have Oprah's home, or oh, I have this. I'm just not. That doesn't really appeal to me. But Dorothy Dandridge, yeah, I've always loved Dorothy Dandridge. I mean, she was one of my style, my beauty icon. So, yeah, if it was her, I would do it. Anyone else? No.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, congratulations to the new owners of Biggie's former home. And they really have tricked it out and made it look phenomenal and all of that.
It looks great. For me, a great home is to me the kitchen and the master suite.
Yes.
That's, I can get if I get my next home, decked out kitchen and fabulous master or mistress suite in my case.
Very good. Very good. I think they had to stop calling them master suites because of the current climate in our country. Real estate brokers no longer say master suite anymore. They all say or on suite or master is taken out of that content altogether.
Gotcha.
Yes, gotcha. Amen. So that's how that works. All right, what else we got in news tonight before we welcome our guest on, huh?
Kanye, or he likes to be referred to as Ye, he did something good in the hood. In Inglewood, that is. He donated some money to help the children and other residents have
hold on 1 second. Preston, I can't stand you. He said, I want Oprah's home, but on my budget, I can only afford Kanye's mama house in South Shore.
Lord have mercy.
We can't with you. We can't with you. Amen. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe he can get the Oprah's condo on Michigan Avenue.
Right. Maybe he can get that down there.
Okay. Because it may be on a budget now, but you just never know.
That's right. So what did Kanye do?
Kanye donated some money along with all 16th Ward Alderman Stephanie Coleman, and she got together with some local businessmen, and they did like a toy giveaway, Christmas giveaway over the weekend. I think he donated over $4,000. So a lot of the local kids and other residents in the Inglewood area are going to have a nice Christmas. And so, that's a good thing. But I heard he wants Kim back. Did you hear that?
I had heard that too. I had heard that. I believe that. I really do believe that. Them Kardashians program them men. And I just Kanye probably is lost without Kim. He don't know what to do. He is the father of those beautiful, adorable children. He would have to deal with her on every level. And then to my understanding, Kim is going out with Pete Davidson, right?
Yeah, he's a strange bird, but okay.
I love Pete Davidson. I do. But then, Miley Cyrus want him. Miley Cyrus want Pete Davidson.
He's a strange bird. That's all I'm going to say.
I love him. I love
I think he's a great comedic actor, but he's a strange bird. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm sure he is, but I love him. I love somebody like him. I just do. Pete Davidson to me, I'm sure he nasty. I'm sure he all of that. I'm just look right. He probably got a big old penis on him and everything.
Oh Lord,
he probably got a big old penis. He done used it everywhere. He probably talked a lot of smack, and he just but we'll leave it at that.
And it seems like he loves some Kim Kardashian. So you right. You have a good point, Art. Them Kardashian women. I don't know what the hell they be doing to these men, but they be doing something.
Absolutely.
They need to write a book on that. How about that? They can sell millions of dollars on that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, our first guest this evening is a young lady who I've known for many years. Not only is she very successful businesswoman. She's a wonderful mom to a grown daughter. When you see her, you're going to be like, wait a minute, what you mean a grown daughter? But she's a television and film producer. She just had a premiere yesterday of a wonderful, wonderful show that aired on Channel 50 here in Chicago. It also aired in other places across the country. And Kay Renee, when I sent you the information about imported dreams, what did you think before we start talking to our guests?
I liked it. I liked it featured, various women, immigrant women. And the one recurring theme of those three women is this: the American dream is live and well globally.
Yes.
And sometimes I think we as Americans take our country for granted. Whereas these three women, they saw the opportunity and ran with it. So that's why I just picked up, just by viewing the video. But I love when women in particular, they just rise above their circumstance,
Yes.
and they don't look back.
No,
that's inspiring in of itself. So,
well, speaking of super divas that don't look back, but she always remember her friends and reach out for them, is my girl. Look, I forgot Lawton even had a last name, because she just like Oprah, she just like Beyonce, she just like Rihanna. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Phenomenon, my girl Lawton. Yay! Hey, darling.
Hey, Art. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly, Lawton. So glad to have you here tonight. Kay Renee and I both were excited to welcome you on the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm actually good. It's just, for me, it's nice to be home. I know everybody is kind of, this whole not traveling and not moving around as much during COVID has been challenging for people. But Art, I've been traveling for a long time. So it's nice to actually be home during the week, and be able to talk to you like tonight.
Yes, well, we are excited to welcome you with us tonight, Lawton. Yesterday, your event was just amazing. I told Kay Renee, I said, nope, got to get on the show with us tomorrow night so we can talk about it. So please introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about your background, and then let's talk about imported dreams.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Lawton Yaney. I do have a last name. My father definitely wants me to keep it until I get remarried. Anyways,
Wait, you mean to tell me that Lawton just is not like Oprah and Beyonce?
I might as well just say Lawton, because nobody knows how to pronounce my last name, so it's just Lawton at this point.
Yes, right. Go ahead.
I am, I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa, but I've lived in Chicago for about 20 years now. I'm on the South Side. I used to live in Oak Park for a long time, so I live here, and I have a corporate job, as well as just have a passion for stories, and just have just some information and some things I want to share with the world. And I've been really lucky and fortunate to be able to share some of my concepts, as you saw last night, Art, with a group of individuals outside of my own head, Yeah.
Very good. And so how did this even come about that you created this wonderful program like you did last night? Each one of the ladies' stories were just so touching and moving. And so I was just wondering, how did you even come up with, doing that?
This idea is about 8 years old. Obviously being an immigrant, you hear a lot of negative stories about immigrants. So I too am an immigrant, obviously. And every time anybody talks about immigrants, they're either climbing on the borders trying to get here, or they're coming illegally. It's just always this negative narrative, at least from what I used to see around immigrants. And so initially, I wanted to create a show about African immigrants. That was just the idea was initially called African Dreams, like American, like African Ideas, American Dream, or something, so how these shows are, right? You kind of go through a series of renaming them. Right. But yeah, it was initially focused on African immigrants, and then decided to expand, to just immigrants, because it's not just Africans that come to this country. And it is not just about women. I know for the first feature, we did women because, we came under the Women on the Move distribution. this last quarter. So I'll tell you more about that later on. But so we celebrate immigrants from all over the world. We have Indians. We have some amazing. I mean, I've already interviewed like 12 people, and their stories are so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like leaving the country, leaving Romania, like leaving Rwanda, leaving, you know what I'm saying, China, which, as you saw, Rebecca was the only child. She's the whole one child policy thing that China had.
Right.
And so it's just like just telling stories. And it was just an idea. And I believe, Art, that God gives you an idea and he gives other people ideas too. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like, who is going to get it done? Because I can't imagine in this entire US, I'm the only one that's thinking about doing such a show on immigrants. It's just, I'm lucky enough to be able to execute and have a team of people that can support me in being able to execute it. And as you saw, but it took some time.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Kay Renee, I know you have questions for Lawton tonight, especially with what you said before we brought her on camera about just the power of women. Go right ahead.
No, Lawton, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That to have a vision like that and to see it in fruition, I know you have to be proud. And as I said earlier before I mentioned, there was a recurring theme when I saw the three women that they were going to do it by any means necessary. Yeah. And and I always ask this of our guests, who besides your dad, because I can tell that you're a daddy's girl, who inspires you? I mean, I'm sure besides the women that you interviewed, who inspires you to just say, you know what, I'm going to do this by any means necessary?
Yeah, I think a lot of immigrants tend to carry the burden of our country and our entire family. It's not just me. Everything I do is not just for me. It is literally to make my country proud or to make my family proud. And that's always kind of the inspiration that I have when I'm creating is, I want my family to be proud of being able to come to this country and, succeed, but also still like do, some different things like you know what I'm saying? So it's really my family, to be honest with you, that just kind of continues to inspire me. And naturally, I mean, the Oprahs, the Issa Raes, watching even Basma, St. John, like watching like all these women that are doing these phenomenal things. And it's just like, wow, I too have a voice, right? And I too can tell my stories and the stories that God has blessed me with. So family is my initial inspiration, but obviously these phenomenal women that I follow on social media and I've been following for years since I've been here in the States. Yeah.
Interesting. Lawton, let's talk about some of your other wonderful projects that you've worked on. Skinned, which featured Lisa Ray. It's just been an array of things. Let's talk about that because we're still living in a society where we're very color struck. We're living in a society where people are still bleaching their skin. Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, that project, that was another project that took some time. Initially, it was going to be a documentary, to be honest with you. And I work with a lady that's also from my country. Her name is Dr. Clarice Kula in Atlanta, Georgia. And we did this film. So the movie is about a young lady who's a model played by Jasmine Burke. She tries to get pregnant. She's married. Her life is phenomenal, is now trying to have a kid, and she can't have a kid. And she finds out that the reason why she's fertile or having fertility issues is because she used to bleach her skin to get fair, right? To get more fair because she was like the only dark one in her family, and thought she needed to be light to be a beautiful model. And so the chemicals from the products that she was using to fair out or bleach her skin caused fertility issues, you know, and stuff. And so we did the film. It was on TV One for about 2 years. It was licensed to TV One. Lisa Ray directed it, and El Ray. What's funny is, let me tell you guys this real quick. Lisa Ray said she used to be on the covers of all these bleaching creams, and she didn't even know. She's like, I'm just modeling, right? She's just model, but she's on a lot of I don't really know what they call them, like the Ambi. Like I'm using Ambi as an example, but that's not that's not a heavy product like some of the chemicals that people are using these days. But she said, it was just something she didn't even know happened, and I'm like, girl, like India, Africa.
Oh,
China,
absolutely. Yes.
in China, they bleach. I mean, the reason why it's so noticeable for us is because we're dark. And so if we go from dark to fair, it's quite noticeable.
Right.
But a lot of, Chinese people and other countries bleach like to be fair, to look fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why a lot of people in Chinatown walk around with the umbrellas up. They don't want any sun on them. They don't want any sign of darkness. So interesting in many ways. Let's talk about your other. So what's next with Imported Dreams? Because last night you were talking about it's airing here, it's airing there. I need Imported Dreams to air everywhere, baby. That's what I want. So let's talk about the future of Imported Dreams.
Okay. Well, so right now, Imported Dreams is in syndication. And what that means is it's on different stations across the U.S., so different channels across in U.S. cities. So we're on like ABC in Philadelphia or CBS, you know what I'm saying? Here we were on Mind TV 50, but we have about 15 or 20 more markets to, between the next week and a half to get out. And I'm really excited because we got New York, LA, and all those, coming out in the next couple of days. So that's the syndication. But ultimately, of course, we want to have a digital platform, even if it's YouTube or Amazon Prime or Hulu, to go ahead and put the show on there to celebrate these women's stories and just the other immigrants that we're going to feature, because it's a quarterly show. We're trying to do 4 shows a year, feature 3 to 4 talent per episode, per 1 hour episode. And then, just let their stories just ring and hopefully touch people here in America and across the world too, as well. Not just here, in the US.
Oh, I love you. I do. So now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this feature film entitled Hyde Park.
Oh my gosh.
Now Hyde Park sounds almost like this is a personal story that there's a Hyde Park in London, but then there's a Hyde Park in Chicago. But from what I remember, both Hyde Parks are places for romance and good food and people. And so Hyde Park is a good name, but for some reason, I believe this is a Chicago Hyde Park.
It's a Chicago Hyde Park. Yeah. Yeah, of course. What's funny is my next one that I plan on doing at some point, which is nuts, by the way. You got to be crazy to like do movies. But there is also a London Hyde Park that's going to be featured in that other film.
Very good.
This one is called Hyde Park. It was actually called Exposed before. So we changed the name because there was a lot of porns and everything that said exposed. It was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like a movie, so.
Right.
So anyways, Hyde Park is about a group of friends, really a Nigerian American lawyer that lives in Hyde Park with his friends and family that is really trying to figure out his identity in American culture, right? He still has some traditional beliefs because he's from Nigeria, but he now lives in Chicago. He lives in Hyde Park, has a mixture of friends from all over, from the Black Americans. He has Vietnamese friends, and he's trying to figure out who he is. He gets presented with this case that could literally catapult his career to become partner at this law firm. But the case is a deportation case, and the kid confides in his attorney that he's gay, and if he gets deported, he could be killed or prosecuted in his country.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Right. So we know this. So the attorney, having these traditional thinking or not really heavily supportive of the LGBTQ community, he's trying to decide if he's going to take the case. That's his first challenge, right?
Okay.
Right. And then the next thing is he's defending the kid with this young lady, Dawn Halfkenny, who they've been romantic since university, right? They've been kind of, messing around and stuff. And now that they're getting older, she can tell that his career is climbing up. She wants to make things a bit more serious and get talk about marriage and things like that. And he's hesitant because he is an only son. He's a firstborn. He's like the only son of his family. And so he has an obligation to continue his family's tradition, like keep the name of his family going. And that is obviously marrying somebody from his culture. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
not marrying a Black girl from Chicago. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
No.
So yeah, so now he's also trying to figure out, do I, keep the love of my life, or do I take on this case and kind of get to the next level, or kind of stick to my old ways of thinking and just say, nah, I'm cool. There's no, I don't believe in this, and I got to stick to what I've been taught, and acquiesce and stay as he is, or does he kind of adjust a bit, to American culture? So,
Oh boy.
Such a conundrum. Such
Yeah.
a conundrum.
so it's really art. I think what I'm trying to do is tell Africans in America stories, right? It's like our stories, we look alike. We're all the same people, right? But there's some differences, and these are positive things. These are not the negative things. It's just our experiences have been a little bit different. And so we are also still trying to adjust to American culture. Even though you look at me and you're like, Latin, of course, Latin is, Chicago Black. But it's like, no, I have a whole family that I have a whole tradition and family and all types of expectations that is just based on where I come from. It has nothing to do with who I am. It's just where I come from.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yep. So those are a lot of my stories are based around those types of challenges that a lot of us face in this country, and just trying to figure out how to fit in.
So where is Hyde Park at this point? Is it almost finished?
It's almost finished.
Casting oh, it is. Okay.
Oh no, yeah. So we filmed it we ended it in October, and now it's in post-production. So they're editing it and doing all the scoring and all that. And I'm still dealing with SAG. So I love, I'm all for SAG and all that stuff, but it's a lot of work,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this project. I work with director Mark Harris, which I don't know if you guys know. He's from Inglewood. He's a Chicago.
I love Mark Harris. He's a great guy. Yes.
Yep. So Mark directed this, and then we actually worked on another movie called White People Money that is on Hulu right now and stars. So I begged him to do Hyde Park, and he came on, and he did such an amazing job. Like, you are going to be shocked by his vision, like how he brought this story to life. So
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's Nigerian American, so that story absolutely would be a very good story. So yes.
And there's a lot of humor, even though it's such these are heavy topics. There's a lot of humor because of the naivety of, just the thinking of some people. So, it's not just, like intense. It's like quite a fun and a beautiful story that Hyde Park is. So I cannot wait for that to come.
I look forward to the premiere of that,
because I used to live in Hyde Park, Latin, and so I cannot wait to definitely.
Yes, we filmed in Hyde Park. We have scenes at the Harper Theater in the neighborhood at by University of Chicago, the park out there. We have a lot of scenes in Hyde Park. So seriously, this is like my biggest project. This Hyde Park was probably my biggest project to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, cool. I have a question for you. If you had your druthers, if there was no budget, what actor or actress would you like to work with?
Okay, so there is a young man, his name is Kofi Sarabi. I think he was in Sugar, what is it called? He's in Eva. Oh my gosh, what is her name? I can't think about her name right now. I have to think about the director. Oh my gosh, with the dreads, like she's a light-skinned lady.
Oh my goodness. I know who you're talking. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, I can't even think about her right now. But there's an actor that she works with. He's dark skinned guy. He's actually from Ghana, but his name is Kofi Sarabi. I would love to work with him. Obviously, who wouldn't want to work with? Worked with Gosh, this is funny. I can't even believe this is like a dream that I'm not even ready, prepared to to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of amazing actresses. I would love to work with like Regina King and those kind of people. Of course, Lisa Ray. Like I would love to work with El Ray because she's funny. She's just
Right.
And she's a native
Is she
Chicagoan.
not a mess? Like she
Yeah.
is a mess.
She's
She
a
is
native
hilarious.
a South
Yep.
Side girl. I
is.
Miss
She's
Lisa
so-
Ray McCoy. She was Lisa
Yeah.
Ray McCoy before she came Lisa Ray. So yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so El Ray. Of course, I love working with Jasmine Burke. So but I'm open. I would love to work with. I mean, anybody. But here's the thing though. Certain stories, right? No matter, you need the right actors to tell that story.
Yep.
And
Yes.
even with my movie Hyde Park, if Regina King had been like, I would love to do that film. And it's like, you know what, it would be nice, but Dawn, the young lady that we had, she was just perfect for the story. There's an innocence and a youthfulness to her that just worked with my lead actor. His was Kenneth Okoli, by the way. And so it's like, just because they're a superstar or they're like, I would love to work with them, they may not fit
Right.
the story. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like that's sometimes they force certain actors in certain films.
And you can tell it. And you can tell it. You can tell it.
Absolutely tell it.
You sure can.
Yeah.
Lottie, we love you so very much. In closing, what do you want to say? We're at the year's end. We have an uptick in COVID right now. Things are really strange. Again, I'm so used to seeing you on airplanes, flying and posting, and here I am traveling. What's on your heart that you want to say to people at this year end?
I think, our patients are really being tested consistently. And I think we literally have to live each day. Try to focus on celebrating the things that we do have and that we do appreciate, versus the things that we want to change. Being able to be with my daughter and my mom and my brother, those are the things. This family is really what it is, right? If we're going to be stuck in the house again, it's like we have to really learn and support and support the individuals that we're with, right? Not only giving to them, but receiving the love that they give to us. That's it. Because everything outside of our home base, it's so unsettling and confusing. We don't even know if we have access to those things. So celebrate what you have at home, your couch, your animals, your family or whoever you have at home. Really just celebrate those people that you're able to stay connected to.
Oh, God, I love that. That's so beautiful. Wasn't that beautiful, Kay Renee?
Amen.
Amen. Sounds great. Lawton, how can people find you, follow you, all of that great stuff?
Okay, well, I'm on the socials, and I'm literally the only Latin probably out there. If you'll only see white Latin. So if you see a black Latin, it's me. So I'm on LinkedIn, Latin Yaney. I'm on Facebook, Latin B Show. On Instagram, Latin Brigetta. So, that's.
She fabulous, y'all. She fabulous. The name never changes. You understand me?
That's right.
She all that in a bag of chips. That's why I was like, Lottie
Right.
got a last name. I understand, your dad wanting to keep that and all of that, but you at superstar status now. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
You like Oprah, Rihanna, Beyonce. Yeah,
I
right.
like that.
Yeah,
I
oh,
received
honey,
that.
I've been saying that about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I just love you and your daughter.
Thank you.
You and your daughter are more like sisters to me, because every time I'm like, your daughter, you got to be kidding me.
She's 26. It's so weird. She's like 26 years old, and it's weird when we're out now and people be trying to hit on her. It's just kind of like, it's still very strange to be around that. But I just wanted to say to you, Art, we've been, we were in the basement together, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the lower level, but it's just like, just really amazing to see you continue to grow. And I'm so grateful you were able to come. I was like, I have to invite Art. And thanks for your support and your loyalty, right, in supporting me as well. Congratulations on everything you're doing. And I mean, we're going to be friends for life. So I'm really grateful.
I love you.
Kay Renee, nice to meet you. I love that name, by the way. Kay
Oh,
Renee. So
Thank
what is
you,
it?
Miss
Is it
Watson.
Karen
And
Renee or what is
it's
it?
Karen. It's Karen Renee. But the name Karen has had a bad stigma as of late.
Oh yeah.
So I have to go by K Renee, but that's
Got
okay.
it.
But see, you are a diva, and see, Art will tell you I am the queen of acronyms. So diva stands for determined, intelligent, vivacious, and accomplished. So when someone calls you a diva, you say thank you very much because I
Thank
know
you.
who I am and where I come from. So you are
I
a
love
true
that.
diva, Miss Lawton.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for this. I'm lifted. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Thank you guys.
We love you. Merry Christmas, Happy
Love you too,
Kwanzaa,
sweetie.
Happy New Year,
Thank
and
you.
we'll have to break bread soon, okay, my friend?
sure.
Oh, and
Yes.
wait, Lawton, I've got to ask, who made that jerk chicken pasta yesterday?
Oh my gosh, there's this lady, and I'm going to text you her number.
Please,
Her name is
please.
Tiffany, and I stalked her. She's in Maywood. I was like, hey, lady, I know you don't know me, but I need your pasta. It was so good, right?
That pasta was so good yesterday, and it was so funny because at first I thought it was gonna be too spicy, and I got to eating it, and I was like, "Oh Lord, this is good!" And I had told my friend, I said, "I'll save you," and I ate the whole plate. It was great. That pasta was off the chain.
Thank you. I'm gonna text you her contact so you can just let her know that
Yes.
I love it. It was so good.
It really was. She did a great job on that. So God bless you, my love. We love you so much.
Love you
Have
guys.
a great holiday, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, dear. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
We
Bye-bye.
love you, babe.
Bye,
See
Miss
you
Lawton.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was incredible. I just love
Yeah.
Lawton. She is just so
Oh.
incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
All right.
In order to have the best, you are the best. So you attract what you are, sweetheart.
Oh,
You attract
thank you,
the
babe.
best.
I appreciate you for that so much. Well, anything else we need to talk about? Tomorrow night is our year-end show. You got to give that nugget. You ready to get that nugget? Is something else you want to talk about?
I'm ready to give that nugget, honey.
All right, baby. Go right ahead with that nugget.
Today is Motivational Monday, y'all, and here's the nugget. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. And again, this is Motivational Monday. #believe in you.
Pew, 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 pew. Look, I need to do air. Right, look. Pew, 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 pew. Believe in you, boo. Believe in you. Yay. Very good. Very good. For more information about this young lady, please visit karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. We appreciate you guys so much for your support. Wamelda, we love you so much. Thank you.
Yes, Miss Wamelda.
Justin Hall, Debbie Green, Susan, we love you as well. Preston, Scorpio love. Where's Candace tonight? We haven't seen her in a minute. How you doing, Karen? Probably getting herself together. We love you, Debbie Green.
Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate you all so very much for joining us tonight. Denise Thomas, it's been just a great evening. For more information yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com. We'll see you tomorrow night for our year-end show, and then after that we'll be on hiatus until January. We love you guys so very much. We do. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, and we are out of here, baby. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.